Greetings, YouTube. I should warn people I'm going to be discussing sexual abuse in this video, so just in case you have any triggering issues. By its very nature, sexual abuse is a secretive act. It is something that survives in the shadows. I mean, there's good reasons for this. Sexual abuse, particularly of minors, is unethical, immoral, and illegal pretty much everywhere, but in particular in the United States. And for it to work, it has to remain a secret. But therein lies a paradox. Because you see, once someone commits an act of pedophilia, they have done something they did not intend to do. They have given power to the survivor of that act. Because if that survivor comes forward, their life is over. They will suffer public condemnation, arrest, charge, trial, potentially jail time, and very likely to be listed as a sex offender. And it wouldn't take much for someone to do that. For a kid to walk forward to a teacher or a parent or a guidance counselor and say, "This person touched me." And the abuser doesn't intend that. In fact, they're pretty much confident that it's not going to happen. It's one of the reasons they pick children. Because children don't understand that they now have power over this other person. And the abuse can end if they exercise that power. It's a strange concept. It isn't something that had ever really occurred to me until my therapist mentioned it yesterday. Because he and I were discussing the episode I experienced 2 weeks ago where I encountered my abuser in public. He had not heard about this prior. I'd sent a link to him, to my video, but apparently the email system at my therapist's place is somewhat archaic and spotty, so he never saw it. So most of my session was talking about that encounter. He was floored by the fact that I was able to have handled myself so well. He was very proud of me, which was nice. But the power dynamic in that relationship is odd, and we don't often hear about it, because as the Sandusky case that's currently going on right now shows you, once you step forward into the light, things get really bad for the abuser very quickly. And the case isn't going well for this man. And if he's found guilty, things aren't going to go well for him in prison. Prisoners don't handle abusers well. They don't handle people who abuse children well in prison. Even if it's a minimum security, he's probably going to have to be put into restricted access, which is even less fun than being in jail to begin with. And if more people understood this, if more people were aware that coming forward can end the abuse and coming forward can send that person away, I think the situation would be better for everyone. I would love to say that I don't know many people who have been abused, but the reality is I do know quite a few people who have been abused. And amongst the people I know, only one of them ever saw their abuser brought to justice. Unfortunately, it was the father of this person, and they were eventually, the person came forward and told their mother, and their mother contacted the authorities, and he was arrested, charged, tried, found guilty, and sent to prison. I think he served like 3 years, but I'm not positive. It's a long time ago. Which kind of makes it all the more amazing because it hasn't happened, in this century. It was in the last century. In the 90s, I believe. But all the rest of us, we never got that. And I haven't really completely dealt with the issue until now, and I'm 47, so it's long. The door is long closed on that, even if I wanted to. At this point, I don't think I do. I feel the episode is closed. For me. For good. The person doesn't appear to have access to children any longer, which is good. They are around college students, and college students can handle themselves. And if you are an adult that suspects that there is a child in your sphere of knowledge that is undergoing physical or sexual abuse at the hands of anyone, step forward. Say something. Even if it's just an anonymous phone call to the police. Because you could save a life. Literally. Not some, fictitious story. You could save someone's life. You could save someone's psyche, someone's emotional well-being, their soul. Because sexual abuse functions best in silence, in the shadows. And when you drag it into the light, things get a whole lot better.